Hello everyone, I am Saket Bansal and I am starting new video series. We are putting it in a podcast format so that you can even just listen it rather than watching it. And this series is all about helping you to explore various interview questions as a project managers. So we will take queries, questions related to project managers interview. And I am starting this episode with the first question and focusing on what are the most important skills and qualities of a project manager? You may see various variant of this question. Sometimes you hear, tell me about the top competencies of the project managers or tell me the key skills the project manager should have. So depending upon various versions, but the intent is that interviewer is asking you how much you understand about the project management role, what kind of competency you believe the project manager should have, because indirectly it also reflects those competency might be present in you and I can probably talk more about it. But if you are missing some competency out of it, it also reflect you probably don't have an experience around those areas and you may not be competent in that area as well. So you need to go with a very balanced approach. You need to understand about your interviewer, about that organization, and pick up the right set of competencies which might be area of interest for them, and definitely keep it open and saying, here I am briefly putting up some of the competencies, but there are some more which might be needed depending upon situation or a case to case basis. So don't try to make a close list because it may also put into your trouble. Now, how do we approach this? How do I come up with those ideas? So I'm sharing some ideas which you can pick from. Yeah, I'm not expecting that you will just use my answer as it is because that will not make sense. You need to match it with your own experience, but probably these ideas help you in thinking and framing your answer in a right manner. So the project is all about helping the organization in achieving their strategic goal, in achieving particular product delivery or a particular deliverable. It's a temporary endeavor which organization is initiating. So they are putting their lot of resources, their lot of money to achieve a goal. And you as a project manager is expected to ensure those project objectives get met. And that is what you do called project management, which helps the organization in achieving the project objectives. So, what kind of management skills or competencies you should apply in order to meet organization objective? That is your focus area. I would follow the PMI way of categorizing the project management competencies under three domain, they call it, or three categories. One is business, another is people, and third is process. Business domain competency expects a project manager to understand the domain in which they are operating, understanding the organization strategy, understanding the user segment, understanding the competition and other player in that particular area, understanding the regulatory and compliance environment which might be in existence for that particular domain space. So how much you have an awareness about your domain and business problem is a helpful thing in order to achieve the desired objective. So you can say, as a project manager, I expect project manager should understand the business domain well. The project manager may not be an expert in the business domain, but should have a fair understanding to support a stakeholder interaction and negotiation related to the business domain area that helps them in building the right relationship and trust. So you can talk about to start with the business domain. Then it comes to people domain. So you work with the stakeholders, you work with your project team. Both are human beings. Those are individuals. Yeah. So we need to show that we can work well with the people so that we can align them towards achieving the project objective. So let's talk about the generic stakeholders which might be there. So I can say that as a project manager, I should have a good competency to demonstrate or build trust with my stakeholders. Yeah. I can use a generic word called leadership, but leadership is little heavy word, so I better go into the details. So project manager should be able to build trust by way of keeping things transparent, by way of demonstrating emotional intelligence with the stakeholder, by way of listening the stakeholders, taking care of their concerns, keeping them updated. So as a project manager, I should be able to have a healthy and engaging relationship with the stakeholder. So I should have that competency which makes my stakeholder feel trustworthy with my interaction. So they should trust me. That's something I should have a competency. The another thing I can focus on with my stakeholder is I should be able to mentor, coach, train my stakeholder so that they can make best use of our project deliverables. So when I am facilitating change, when I'm taking the deliverable to the client environment, to the user environment, I should be able to create a right environment or facilitation or adaptation for that particular change. So managing change, enabling users and stakeholder to adapt to a new behavior is the another type of competency I would focus on the stakeholder. I probably want to point out that. So training, mentoring, coaching, facilitating change, those all can come together there and building trust. The another aspect of working with people and stakeholder is communication. So as a project manager, I should be able to demonstrate I have a good listening skill. Communication is not about pushing the information out. It is also ability to observe the information, sense the signals, sense the concerns, and give people a space so that they feel that they get heard. So I need to make sure that I have a bi-directional communication channel. As a project manager, I should have a competency to set up those bi-directional communication channel with the stakeholders. I need to keep the information transparent. I need to ensure that right set of individuals are getting right information at a right time. That is one of the competency as a project manager I should be demonstrating. Now, taking it forward to the other type of people who are our project team member. So I understand that project team is doing all the work. They are the one who will help or who will create the deliverable for the project objective. So as a project manager, I should create a very healthy environment for my project team. So I should be able to facilitate discussions amongst them. I should be able to create a right team environment with my team. So I should be able to create trust amongst the team member. I should be able to create a good communication channel amongst the team member so that they are not dependent on me and they are self-organized. They can make their own decisions because I am facilitating those decision-making conversation. So ability to build a team, ability to build healthy relationship between the team members, ability to take care of conflicts, ability to take care of confusions related to roles and responsibility, ability to facilitate that the team has a clear understanding about roles, responsibility, accountability, and their working agreement while they are working in the work is all about a competency for my project manager. As a project manager, as a leader, I'm also worried about my team development. So I should be able to demonstrate a leadership skill by way of focusing on developing people. So I provide feedback to the individuals. We set up goal and objective in the collaborative manner. I work on developing them as a better professional. I help them in developing their soft skills. I help them in developing their technical skills as well. Those kind of competency as a project manager should also have. Overall, by doing all this, I influence and manage the motivation of the team. Motivation of a team as a one unit, also a motivation of as an individual, which helps them in taking the things forward. So I need to demonstrate that particular competency as well. Many of us are working in a virtual environment now. So working with people, stakeholder, also attached with ability to work in a hybrid and a virtual environment. So communication and interaction and shared understanding about project goal, even if when the people are spread across multiple geography. You may also want to bring an element of working with different cultures. So since various projects nowadays projects are multicultural, multiple geography, as a project manager, I should have a good competency to understand different cultural aspects, and I should be familiar, happy, and able to build trust amongst the people who are coming from different area, culture, different diversity in a way. Diversity could be based on age, could be based on gender, could be based on experience, could be based on region, anything. Yeah, so I should demonstrate that example. Also bring something from your current project so that they can fit well into this space. So working with the hybrid and virtual environment, working with remote people, working with multiple geographies, all those things might be important element when you are focusing on the people domain or people aspects of your competency. Now, the process type of competency comes in, and I am sure you as a project manager must be feeling very comfortable there. So process type of competency is that as a project manager, what do I do myself? How do I plan? How do I communicate? How do I process the reports? How do I manage its matrices? So you need to talk about that. You start with a process type of competency specifying the project manager should be able to select the appropriate framework depending upon the project context. The project manager should have a competency in understanding agile, non-agile way of working, should have an ability to create a hybrid work environment. So selecting the appropriate life cycle and integrating various aspects of the life cycle to make sure the project succeed is a starting competency of the project manager. Then we get into the details about the various aspects. You can pick up some of the aspects like scope aspect, scheduling aspect, budgeting aspect, risk management aspect, quality related aspects. You may also end up adding little bit about the procurement in case if it is relevant for your space. You may add those procurement related aspects as well. And you demonstrate a good ability to integrate all these aspects and ability to work with multiple teams who might be working in these different areas. So those areas you may demonstrate in the process domain space. So depending upon the life cycle you use, so if you are using the predictive life cycle, you may talk about ability to create WBS, ability to ensure integration of a WBS, ability to ensure the right definition of deliverable maybe become a competency for a project manager. In case you are working in the adaptive environment, ensuring the clarity about definition of done, ensuring the frequent backlog refinement, ensuring the ready backlog for the upcoming sprints, ensuring the visualization of upcoming release goals. So those kind of competency you may want to add in a process areas related to scoping. Similarly, you may also focus on scheduling. You may talk about ability to create schedule. The tool may become important here. So ability to use MS Project or Primavera in case of predictive lifecycle. The tools like Azure DevOps, Jira may also comes up when you are focusing on adaptive life cycle. So you may talk about how do you show various scheduling, various upcoming milestone, various roadmaps and the epic views, all those things you may want to put it as a communication or competency for the project manager. You can get into budgeting, ability to calculate budget, ability to create variance reports related to budget may also come up as a competency, especially if you have an experience about it. Ensuring the proactive risk management, ensuring that reporting risk at an appropriate platform, having a clear understanding about the escalations which need to be done, provided various risk threshold get breached. So that kind of competency also you can put, ability to manage and mitigate various risk. So that could be the here. You can focus on quality tools. You can focus on ability to do the analysis of various quality parameter matrices. So various kind of variance reports, various kind of forecast, various kind of assessments, which helps the team in knowing how are we doing. So continuous retrospective or lesson learns ability may also come when you are focusing on quality aspects. Then you can move forward, talk about procurement in case you are purchasing things from others, ability to integrate everybody's effort. You may also show with the help of tool that I should be able to do all these things. So focusing on continuous learning, focusing on keeping everybody on the same page, ensuring the tools are updated, ensuring the stakeholders can find the information at the right place, following the frequent communication, presenting dashboards and reports to the management, ensuring that creating a visual presentation so that issues get highlighted at early stages, also doing some kind of impact analysis and quantification of issues. So whatever is relevant, whatever I am saying out of it, you may pick and demonstrate that part also in your working. So talk about business, talk about people, working with stakeholder, working with a team, multiple geographical environment, mentoring, coaching, developing individuals, and focusing on various process domain aspects depending upon the type of tool or the life cycle you are using. Demonstrating good ability to work with various type of life cycle is something which is needed in today's world from the project management. So pick up your things out of these. Maybe you add few more. Select the one which is relevant for the target job, and also make a point that I'm just sharing some of the things which comes in my mind at this point in time when I'm thinking about competencies. But the competencies varies. Different environment require different kind of competencies. For example, if I'm working with very stringent fixed price kind of contract, probably the competency of managing contract, managing cost may becomes the topmost competency. If I'm working in the agile environment, probably ensuring the participation in the continuous feedback, learning from our previous releases and evaluating and validating hypotheses may becomes a more important competency there. So I personally believe that kind of rider you must put in, because else the person might be thinking agile, you might be thinking in the fixed price contract project, and you may be having different expectation from the project manager. So you need to clarify that I'm just generically picking up. Or another option could be you may take an example of your current project and says, in this project, I'm using these competency more frequently, but in the previous projects, I was using something else. So balance, mix and match, and keep things open. Don't be very definitive about it, and that can help you in answering this particular question in a well manner. If you have ideas related to this particular topic. And if you have a summary statement which explains the project management competency, please put it in the comment area. That will help other viewers also to study, and they can comment, I can comment, and probably as a community, we can find out a good set of answers for these kind of questions. So do post your comment, feedback, suggestions in the comment area. You can also suggest a new topic which we can take for our upcoming episodes.